Trail runners, welcome back to Chasing Gold, where we're talking to some of the top contenders at this year's Javelina 100, where these athletes are chasing golden tickets to the 2024 Western States 100. On today's show, we have Brian Sharbono from Port Orange, Florida. He ran his first ultra at the Sally Frosty Foot 50K. He was second in 408 several years back. He's a firefighter paramedic, does a little coaching on the side. We're excited to have him joining us at Javelina this year. Brian, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Really excited to have you. You have yet to run Western States, Javelina, or a golden ticket race, so we're kind of welcoming you into the ecosystem. I know you run a lot of East Coast races. Tell us a little bit about how you got into the sport of ultra running.
Well, I've been running for quite a few years now. I ran high school and college. I ran Division I at University of Central Florida back in the day. And then took a few years off from running, just kind of got burnt out running at that Division I level. And took 3 to 4 years off of running, gained like 50 pounds, and then became a firefighter. Got back into running, ran several road marathons. Stuck to the road scene for a while, and then around 2018 I decided I wanted to try running 100 miles, and then since then been hooked on trails.
Nice. See, you got some great results out there. You were the winner of the Umstead 100 miler in 2022 in 15:57. What is the draw for you coming out west, coming out to run Javelina? Is it just drawn to the course, wanted to experience the race, golden ticket, or all the above?
Pretty much all the above. I wanted to run a golden ticket race for a while now, and just timing wise hasn't worked out. And then I made this my A goal for the year. This is the race I want to do well at. And I spent some time in the canyon earlier in May, and that just drew me even more to spending some time in the desert. So I'm excited to go out there and complete 5 loops.
Nice. I'm curious to hear a little bit about how your training's been going out in Florida. Obviously, you have access to heat out there, maybe not so much in terms of like vertical. Fortunately, Javelina is pretty flat, but tell us about it. How's it going out there?
Training's been some of the best of my life, so I'm excited about that. We don't have much vertical. There's a place called Sugarloaf Mountain where it's 312 feet above sea level, and I'll go out there and do repeats of that hill, or it's mountain, 312 feet, Sugarloaf Mountain. And then there's a few other spots where I'll do a lot of loops. So by doing that, that strengthens my mind, strengthens my legs, but it doesn't make for the most exciting workout days. But I definitely have the heat training in. I almost feel like Javelina is going to be cool compared to Florida summers with the heat and the humidity. I'm excited to not run in humidity for once, and that's going to be fun.
Do you have any go-to cooling strategies, or do you feel like you don't need much of that, just being acclimated to that heat all summer long?
No, I'm acclimated to it, but I still will do ice, tons of ice. I'm also looking forward to cooling, using the cooling techniques in Florida with the humidity. You don't necessarily feel the benefits of those because you just feel like you're just wet all the time and like wearing a wet blanket. So here, being out west in the drier climate, I'm excited that you actually will have some of those cooling techniques work for us. So I'll do all the ice in the ice bandana, ice in the hat, ice in the arm sleeves, all the typical stuff.
Nice. Javelina, probably a more competitive race, maybe higher profile than some of the ones you've done out east. What is your race strategy coming into an event like this, kind of going up against a lot of these guys?
In the past, I've been in plenty of big competitive races, running Division One in college. So I know there's a lot of great runners towing the line, and I just got to do my own thing. And I think if I execute their way I'm capable of, I'll have a result I'll be proud with.
Nice. Are there any runners you're looking forward to running with out there and doing some loops in the desert?
There's a few. I'm coached by David Roach in SWAP, and I know Ryan Miller. He's also a SWAP athlete, so we're in a Strava group, and we go back and forth all the time with. He trains in similar hot conditions in Texas, so it might be fun to see him out on the course, and just other runners that have followed. I'm a big fan of the sport, so it'll be fun to share some time with them out in the desert.
Nice, that's awesome. Before we get into our fartlek round, curious if you have any special gear or nutrition that you're bringing out to the race.
I'll be using precision nutrition, and had a sweat test done, so I know my salt rate and how much salt I'm going to need to take in throughout the hours. And that's going to be my main strategy. As far as gear goes, be wearing a naked belt with 2 flasks in there.
Awesome. All right. Well, we are to the portion of the show. We're going to do the 10-question fartlek round. Brian, are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do it.
All right. What sneakers will you be wearing for the Javelina 100?
Most likely the Nike Ultrafly Trail.
Will you be listening to music or podcast during the race?
I never listen to music unless I'm on a treadmill, but I'm going to have the option, maybe that 4th loop, just seeing where I'm at. Might take my head out of feeling rough at a point. So we'll see.
Nice. At what age did you stop trick-or-treating?
It's kind of embarrassing. I was trick-or-treating in college, I remember. Being poor and broke, it was a free way to get candy. So yeah, we definitely trick-or-treated in college. And then I have 2 children now, so I'm back on the route of trick-or-treat, and I might sneak in some candy here and there.
Nice. Are you adding any touches to your gear that are Halloween themed?
No, I got a couple extra bright colors I'm planning on wearing, but I haven't had a costume I picked out yet, but we'll see. There's still time.
Will candy be part of your nutrition plan?
No, not during the race, unless, something out of the norm happens and it looks good at an aid station, but post-race, definitely.
What will your pre-race breakfast be morning of?
Pretty boring, typical bagel and banana type morning.
Seems like it's either team bagel or team oatmeal out here.
Yeah, team bagel. And
if you could choose a walkout song for Javelina, what would it be?
Since we're racing 100 miles, it's not going to be anything that's going to get me too pumped up. I'd rather be, more calm. So I'd probably go with Speechless Part 2 by Nas. I'm listening to his new album, and that's one of my favorites.
Nice. Have you ever hallucinated during an endurance event?
Not yet, but I do want to get into 200 miles, and I'm sure that will give me the opportunity to maybe experience some of that.
Nice. If you could recommend any running-related item to a new runner, what would it be?
I would probably go with a good GPS watch. I like some of the data, and that might, help a new runner keep motivated and stay motivated.
Awesome. Last question. What place are you finishing at the 2023 Javelina 100?
We'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, I feel like if I execute and do well, that'll put me in a place where I'll be happy.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, Brian, thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to come on the show with us, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the desert next week.
Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to see you.